Oh my gosh, I am here by the skin of my teeth this week. I'm recording this on Sunday night, having promised myself I'm going to show up on a weekly basis. It has been the wildest couple of weeks. Go grab a drink, get cozy, and let me tell you all about it. Hello gorgeous, welcome back to the channel. If we've not met before, then hi, my name is Tigz and I am an empowerment photographer based in London, UK. This channel is pretty new. I've only been on here for, gosh, a month now, I think. This is technically, I guess, video 4 of this series. And I promised myself that I would show up on a weekly basis, which I was hoping meant that I would have content in advance for stuff like this. However, there has just been so much going on that it kind of fell by the wayside. So I thought, you know what, it's Sunday, I have time, I'm going to show up and we can talk about that, but also all the incredible things that have been going on, which is the reason that I am here on a Sunday at 7:30 p.m. recording this video, just to make sure that I hold myself accountable. So you may know that I have set myself a 40 before 40 challenge, and there are 40 things on that list that I have promised myself that I would like to try and achieve this year. Now, I'm not beating myself up if I don't do them, but at the same time, I'm like, I actually want to give this a go. And some of them have been pretty big challenges to set myself. The most important one on that list was showing up here. So, I mean, hi, I'm still here. So this is a plus. The fact that we're now going into video 4 means I'm kind of hitting that point where this maybe becomes habit. I would definitely like to be a little bit more ahead. I don't do reactive so well. So I think I'm going to try and find time in the next couple of weeks to actually sit down and create a bank of content so that I can always be like a couple of weeks ahead in case weeks like this week happen. For now, I'm giving myself grace. The fact that I'm here, this might be a short video, but we'll see how it goes. So what has been going on then? Why has this week been so busy? Well, remember I said that one of my 40 before 40 goals was to start this podcast? I have leaned in. Inspiration hit over the Christmas period. It came up with the title of the podcast, Finding My User Manual. And a lot of that has been inspired by my own journey over the last couple of years. I got both my ADHD and autism diagnosis end of last year, really. So both of them are quite fresh. And I wanted something that would tie everything in together. And I came up with the title Finding My User Manual, which would allow me to talk about everything from the diagnosis and what it's like to be neurodivergent, but also all the people that I've met along the way and all the incredible conversations that I get to have as part of my job. So whether that's within the empowerment space, the burlesque, I mean, even my book, Striptease, that was very much around the subject of empowerment and what really drove performers to follow their passions and dreams and become burlesque performers. So yeah, one night I couldn't sleep. I've got a title, put a plan together, decided what the theme was going to be. And so the last couple of weeks, I have lent into that with full intent. We've done 2 filming days already. They've been within 2 weeks of each other. We're filming at Fontaine's in London, which is basically my second home. I'm there all of the time and I couldn't think of a better place for this to be happening. The first week we recorded the trailer and we recorded the first 4 episodes. And then this week we were back recording another 4 episodes as well. We've got 2 full months worth of content and I've already got the next 2 days of filming lined up. It has been going incredibly well. I've been so happy and inspired by everything we've managed to talk about so far. The first episode, which was the wonderful Matt Ricardo, he is a comedian, juggler, part of the Magic Circle. I mean, incredible human. We had a wonderful deep dive chat about autism and I couldn't think of anything better to have for episode 1 of the show. So that's already live. It's on YouTube, so you can see it here. I'll pop a link in the show notes below so you can go find the podcast. And it's also, wherever you get your good podcasts as well. It's been so amazing seeing that all come to life. I think I also knew that my branding colours had been off, and this was the perfect time to kind of lean in and fix that as well. So in the process of doing podcast branding, new logo, colour scheme, building pages for the website, so there's a new website page, there is a sponsor the podcast page. By the way, if anyone knows anyone, please let me know, because I would love to get this podcast sponsored by someone. I also realised that actually the entire brand, like the Tigz Rice brand in general, needed a full colour. The logo is the same, but the branding colours were just not quite right. So I've lent into that as well, and thankfully a website designer background, I was able to do that pretty quickly. So yeah, there has been so much going on behind the scenes in terms of getting that set up, building things. There's going to be blog posts coming out, and we've got socials, and just honestly, I'm so proud of how we've managed to get all of this together in such a short period of time. Literally within 6 weeks, we went from, hey, you know what, 2026 is going to be the year I launch this podcast, to it's done, 2 months of content are done, we've got location, branding, recorded, everything done, website pages built. I am so proud of myself. I mean, if there was anything that ever showed me that getting my ADHD diagnosis was worth it, I am just so thrilled. I had then planned to record this YouTube video on the Wednesday. Our last filming day was Tuesday, and I absolutely adore filming days. I love them so much, and the deep dive conversations that I had have been really wholesome and meaningful, and I'm so privileged that the guests are meeting me in a way that we can have honest, vulnerable chats. So I cannot tell you how happy I wake up on a Wednesday morning. My soul feels full. But I also get this like emotional hangover from it, I suppose, from having these beautiful deep chats all day, that my energy levels are zapped, and I had other things that needed to be done. I was like, you know what, I'm gonna have to push this video until a bit later in the week, just so that I can turn up with intention and purpose. So that is mostly the reason why I'm recording this on the Sunday. I would not change the podcast for the world. I think one of the things I just have to bear in mind is that so much of my heart and soul, and the guests' heart and souls, are being poured with love into this podcast. And I just need to be mindful, I suppose, that maybe I don't have the energy the next day to come in here and record a load of content as well. Lessons have been learned this week, and I'm just very happy with myself that I have come to that realization. But that said, there are so many other updates to tell you about, because I think it's been a month or so since we talked about the 40 before 40 challenge that I've set myself. I've actually made quite a chunk of progress on these, more than I thought. I thought I'd give you a little roundup of everything else that's been going on behind the scenes. When I posted the 40 before 40 video the other day with all my challenges in, I was not prepared for how many of you would message me the next day and say, oh my God, Tigz, I absolutely want to get involved. Can I be part of number whatever? And so it really did take me by surprise. Thankfully, also, it seems to be a different person for each of the different things. So that's been amazing. The first one that I've managed to knock off the list is take a dance class. So I was going down to see my friend Becky, who is in Bristol, a couple of weeks ago, and she happened to say to me, I'll do the dance class with you. There's a K-pop dance class happening not that far from where I live. Do you want to go? So yeah, I've knocked that one off the list already. This one was specifically a band called Itzy. I'd never heard it before, so went along to the class. I had a really good time, I will say. I was a little bit self-conscious, if I'm being truly honest. I don't think I'd realised that there would be a lot of younger people in the class, and so I would hazard a guess to say that I was maybe, if not the oldest, maybe like very close to the oldest. But yeah, we went and did the class, learnt about a minute's worth over like an hour and a half, and there is some video evidence, so I'm gonna like try and put it over here so that you can see some of the dance moves. But yeah, I would love to do more dancing. I know that it makes me really happy when I move my body to music, so I'm really proud to have ticked that one off. I would like to do a few more, so maybe I need to find one around this way so that I can do them more regularly. But yeah, if anyone else wants to come and do dance classes with me, please let me know. They were really, really fun. Doesn't have to be K-pop. I mean, I'll dance to anything really, as long as it's got a good beat and a rhythm and a dirty bass line. I am there. So that one is ticked off the list. Next on the list is skincare and working on my skincare routine. I have just actually finished a whole load of products. Beauty of Joseon eye cream that I've just finished up. I've got an Anua peach toner that I'm literally into the dregs of. I had a load of minis as well from the last time I did a Sephora purchase. It was loads of skincare stuff. So there was some Tatcha in there. There was some Ole Henriksen. I probably butchered that name, but if you're into skincare, you probably know what I'm talking about. And I think I'm realizing that I have very expensive taste in skincare. Damn it, Sephora has worked its magic, because I now have 2 pretty expensive skincare products on my wish list. But yeah, so I've got the new Haru Haru double cleansers, I've got the toner, the eye cream, because actually everything's kind of like getting to the end at the same time, which actually works quite well because I can just test the whole lot together. I don't know how many of you watching this are into skincare and would like to know, because I could certainly do a roundup. I've saved all of the empties because I've registered for the Boots recycling scheme as well. So they're all currently sat in the cupboard for me to go in and then take them so I can get my extra Boots points. But yeah, if you're watching this and you're like, actually, skincare haul sounds great, Tigz, let me go through it, pop a note in the comments and yeah, we can absolutely talk about that. The next update on the list is speak at a large event, and I don't think I actually went into much detail about this one, but I've been booked to speak at the photography show again this year. It is back at Birmingham, the NEC, and it's running from I'm just checking dates, 14th to the 17th of March, so in about a month's time. I've been booked for Monday and Tuesday to do talks. One of them is a panel, so I'm going to be talking with some incredible photographers, videographers and content creators about working with high-end clients. And the other one is just me doing a solo session, and that is part of the Pro Forum, and that is on getting clients and staying booked. So I'm really excited about both of them. The photography show is one of my favourite events of the year. So if you want to come along, if you're a professional photographer, I'm sure there's quite a few of you listening, then it's free, you just have to register. And if anyone isn't but wants to come along anyway, there is also a link on my website. I'll also put it in the show notes as well, but there is a discount code below. So if you want to come, save a bit of money, I'll pop that one down there as well. And if you are going to be there, please do let me know. Drop me a message on socials or leave something in the comments. It is so nice to meet people, and Birmingham is a really nice middle central hub for many of us to get to. So if you happen to be there on the Monday and Tuesday and you want to pop over and say hello, let me know and I'll make sure I look out for you on the day. You know, I'm surprising myself at this point how much I've actually managed to tick off this list already. So the next one, I've got a little list over in the corner of my eye, is book a makeup lesson, and that one is also done. So I have booked in with Sally, aka Miss Moo Makeup, in a couple of months' time, mostly because I need to travel to her and it's a little bit far. However, I cannot wait. Sally is incredible. She is my go-to for all makeup related questions. She has also done makeup a few times for me on some of my boudoir makeover days. She has this really great service called the Makeup Edit, and it kind of came about from a chat that we were having, because I came to her and said, this is what I'm looking for. I want to update my makeup. What are we thinking about this brand, or what are we thinking about that brand? And she created this list for me of, like, based off my recommendations, and she knows my skin incredibly well as well, and said these are some products I think you should really look into. So yeah, did a makeup edit session with her, and then that actually helped me narrow down what I was buying for my own makeup collection, which was part of this 40 before 40 challenge. So I'm going to be taking some of those products up to see her in Nottingham, and she's going to teach me some new makeup techniques. I cannot wait, actually. I think it's one of the ones that I've been most excited about on my list. So I will make sure that we record some footage that day and you can see a little bit of behind the scenes. In the meantime, I have been having a little practice myself watching YouTube videos. This is today's look. I'm just going to close my eyes so you can see. I definitely feel like I'm making some progress. So this is Smolder by Cosmic Beauty. I sit very much in the cool toned colours, and this is Smolder. So yeah, I'm absolutely loving it. The duochromes in this are pretty phenomenal, I would say. Again, if anyone wants me to go through some of the stuff that I did buy, if anyone is also cool toned and wants some recommendations, I can certainly go through it and tell you what I'm loving. Then we've got the Japanese update. So I mentioned that I wanted by my 40th birthday to have finished Duolingo, the Japanese course on Duolingo. And I think at the time I was around unit 71, 72. It goes up to 100, by the way. If anyone's been on Duolingo, like, the unit numbers, it's not necessarily one subject per unit number. So you might have 2, you might have 3 to get through. And I'd gone through and counted up how many individual subjects there were left. And I think it worked out to 1 subject a week. And I was sort of looking at it thinking, oh, I might actually have to lean in a little bit harder, because again, like weeks like this, I know that I probably don't have enough energy to do everything else and also sit and do an entire subject a week. It might be that I'm doing like 1 or 2 lessons and like kind of just making sure that I'm keeping my streak going. So I lent in, let's say, and I think I'm now on 79, which means that actually I've only got 41 subjects left to do. And actually I'm just getting through it so much quicker than I thought. So I want to keep up this tempo so that I can get there early and then I'm not rushing it at the end of the year. But yeah, I'm definitely making progress. So I am on track for that one for sure. Learn a new skill, audio. I actually got my husband to give me a full deep dive into everything audio the other day, because he understands this so much better than I do. And we were talking about things like clipping, and we were talking about different like levels of recording. I have deep dived into this. It's one of those subjects that I'm like, I have to understand the why, not just the this is how it works. There have been waveforms drawn, there have been diagrams, there have been like full YouTube videos watched on this subject. Anyway, what I did work out is that there's a lot more that I could be doing to improve things like audio and helping myself with recordings, for example. So one of the things I have done is I have leaned in and bought some new DJI mics. The one I'm recording on right now, I believe might be a mic 1 or mic 2. It's the one that came with the DJI Osmo Pocket 3 that I'm recording this on, but it's quite bulky and it doesn't quite have the same levels as the new ones do. So this will be the last video I record on this one, and then I will be swapping over to the new ones. And I'm so interested to see how that's going to sound and whether it's a real noticeable difference. So yeah, leaning in, learning a new skill, progress. I wouldn't say I'm there yet. I've still got stuff to go, but we're working on it. And then finally, for the ones that I'm making really good progress on, the read 10 books, I'm actually on book 4. So I feel like I'm really ahead on that one as well. I would love to tell you that I'm reading something that is wonderfully insightful and expanding my brain. They are all book talk books, so I'm having a really fun time reading them. And to be honest, reading, and it means I'm not on screens, so that in itself is wonderful. But yeah, I'm on book 4 already, so actually I think I'm going to smash that one. We will see. It might slow down over the year, and there are times in life where I don't really pick up books, but yeah, for now I'm pretty happy with that one, how that one's going. So that is a roundup of all the things that are going pretty well on this so far. But let's talk about the ones that I'm struggling with, because this wouldn't be a challenge without a few on here that actually are going to be a struggle. Now, seeing the sunrise, no, I have not done that. But it's winter and I'm giving myself grace. It would be easier to do it now, but your queen is tired, so we haven't even attempted that one yet. There is still so much time, and you know what, it'd be really nice to go out and actually be outside and watch the sun come up. I'm giving myself time on that one. The other one that I will fully hold my hand up and say I'm struggling on was my move more goal. So I did say I didn't want to go into complete stats, but I said that I wanted to be moving my body more, and that I was using the red ring or pink ring, depending on what colour you see it as on the Apple Watch. So I've set that one up. I've been tracking my daily average over the month, and my watch kept dying. It is an old Apple Watch. I can't remember what series it is, but based on end of life, they're probably going to discontinue supporting it this year. But they had quite a few days where it would just, like, especially my active days, where it just, like, it ran out of battery. So unfortunately, I didn't quite make it. I wasn't that far off, but it's frustrated me that, you know, that whole, like, if it didn't record it, did it even happen? So yeah, I didn't do too well. I wish I'd done that one, but here we are. So new watch probably incoming, but for now we're going to battle through with the one that I have. I also have not lifted a plate weight onto a bar, which should in theory be a very easy one to do, because all I have to do is go to the gym and actually literally pick up a plate and put it on a bar. However, I think I've been more interested in doing dance classes, and there is time. I will get myself there. I also don't think I have any, well, I mean, clearly I haven't taken a spontaneous trip, but again, it's the first few weeks of 2026. So that one I feel is probably going to be more of a spring summer thing. So we haven't made any plans, but also I haven't been anywhere new either. And I don't have plans to visit somewhere new. So if anyone has any suggestions for places that it might be fun to visit, please let me know. I think that's everything. I mean, I say that we've talked about quite a lot, and actually it's been so good for me to see the things that I have been doing really well at on this challenge, but also the things I'm clearly neglecting from this list. So I plan to come back in about another 4 weeks or so and go through more updates with you and let you know how I've been getting on. I would love though, if you had any suggestions for content you would love to see, please let me know, whether you want to leave it in the comments, whether you want to send me a DM, email, whatever. Let me know what else you would love to see on this channel. I've got a few things planned. Like, I know there are people asking me for photography content, so whether that's tutorials. I know there are some people out there that want to see more in terms of what's in my camera bag, what I'm shooting with, what I'm using to create my photographs and work on my client projects. I've also had some requested content in terms of things like confidence and like showing up as a photographer and how I'm interacting with clients and things like that. Questions about Japan. I mean, it's my specialist subject. I'm always happy to talk about Japan. But yeah, if you did want that skincare one that we talked about, if you did want to know what was in my makeup haul, if there's anything else you would like to know just about me as well, please let me know. I would love to be creating content that not only makes me happy, but also you're going to find useful. So yeah, drop me a comment, whether it's below or if you want to send it to DMs or, you know, however you want to send it. If you don't want to ask publicly, there isn't such a thing as an embarrassing question, so you can always pop it in the DMs. But yeah, I think that's it for me. I'm so glad that I did show up. I've actually really enjoyed creating this video, even though, you know, I'd put that pressure on myself to get it done. I will be back next week with more content for you. In the meantime, have an amazing week and I will see you soon.